Hey there folks, I'm Thionel, and today we're taking a look at TERA. Now, if you guys are anything like me, money can get a bit tight. Sometimes you have to take a break from your subscription-based games, and you might start to look for a free-to-play one to fill the void. Fortunately for us, Steam has an almost ridiculous amount of free-to-play games in its vast gaming library, and TERA is one of them. As I had never played the game before, I wanted to figure out what my overall thoughts were about the game after just a few hours of gameplay. The one question I had in my mind as I was out questing was whether or not I'd want to play more of it once I had finished for the day. Unfortunately, the conclusion I came to at the end of that session was no. No, I really didn't. That's not to say I didn't like anything about it, because I did. There was just more I really didn't like. The game is free to play, but it doesn't seem to be pay to win. In other free-to-play MMOs, you might need to spend real money in order to buy things like extra bag space. In TERA, you just give a vendor in-game currency to expand your inventory. Also, the cash shop wasn't shoved in my face every few minutes like in some other free-to-play MMOs I've played, which was really nice. However, I'm not entirely sure what's actually in the cash shop. I tried to check it out, but I just got an error message, so your mileage may vary in that respect. One thing I really did like was the race and class selection screen. TERA did something I really love in games like this, where they give you an idea of what your character could look like, along with what kind of role a particular class is designed for, and how difficult it might be to play. They even give you a little video with what gameplay for that class might look like, which I always really enjoy seeing. The game is action combat based, which isn't too bad. In fact, action combat-based MMOs seem like they're becoming more popular lately, so I really have to consider this a plus. However, just talking to NPCs seems to easily knock you out of action combat mode, and you have to hit a key to put you back into it. Additionally, I feel like some classes are better suited to the action combat playstyle than others. For example, I was mostly playing a Mystic, and while I really liked having to aim my spells as I cast them, I found myself rooted a lot during casting, which left me incapable of dodging telegraphed attacks. There's also no dodging at all, really, which is kind of disappointing in an action combat-based game. I'm used to games like Guild Wars 2 or The Secret World where I can just double tap a key in a certain direction and my character will dodge in that direction. Not having that in TERA was really disappointing to me. Despite that, the graphics are absolutely beautiful. I'm playing this game on a 4-year-old computer with an older graphics card, and I think it still looks pretty damn amazing. If you have an older computer, I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed by what you're looking at. There were even a surprising amount of cutscenes, which were nice, but half the time the audio would start before the subtitles, or the lip movements wouldn't be in sync. There were also more than a few instances of awkward close-ups of characters' mouths where their lips would be moving, but there'd be no sound to accompany it. I also really enjoyed the monster designs. Every single creature I came across seemed pretty unique and interesting, to the point where if I did choose to keep playing the game, I don't think I'd get bored with the kinds of things I'd have to kill. However, once I got past the prologue area, nothing else about the game really grabbed me and made me feel like I wanted to keep playing. The prologue story was interesting, and I came to care about a lot of the NPCs I came across. Unfortunately, after level 10, it feels like they're never touched on again. The NPC who leads you into the rest of the game world says it has to be this way for plot reasons, and it is possible this does come up later, and I just never got that far, but I still found it kind of disappointing. The rest of the world felt just as disappointing, too. I felt like there could be a lot of interesting world building there, half the time I had no idea what was going on, even after reading the quest text. We're basically told certain groups of characters are bad, or this character is important somehow, but in the quest text or dialogue, you're never told why. It just seems like this is the way it is, and we're not supposed to question it. I mean, if you're going to tell me something or someone should be avoided, okay, fine, but I'd really like some amount of explanation or lore somewhere. I personally really like world building and lore, so this might not be a deal breaker for you, but it was really important to me. I want to know why only female characters of certain races can be certain classes, or why these guys are bad. How am I supposed to care about this world if you do not tell me these things? The real sticking point for me, though, was the armor. The armor, in general, feels ridiculous, especially on female characters. To be fair, I saw male characters with pieces of skin randomly exposed, or their chests were out for the world to see, but never to the same extent as the female characters. And the impracticality of it all concerns me. A prime example of this, at least for me, came when you clicked the button to create a new character. You're immediately met with a screen depicting a human female brawler, which is the newest class to TERA. She's wearing plate armor directly against her skin, which you don't do. It looks like somebody took an entire strip out of the front center of the thing. So you have huge chunks of her torso exposed, including vital organs, and it looks like she's wearing a plate mail thong. Who designed this? Like, I really want to know who thought this was a good idea. And for all that the higher level armor looked ridiculous, I never felt like my character's armor changed at all. After 15 levels, my character was significantly more covered than some other characters I came across, but she was still basically wearing recolors of armor and carrying reskins of weapons I had already obtained. In that respect, it felt really boring. Overall, I found my 3 hours of TERA gameplay to be kind of disappointing. It has the makings of a decent game, but I feel like anything TERA does decently, other games do better. I never felt like I was experiencing anything particularly new or exciting, and I never felt like I needed to play more to see what was next. Of course, these are just my opinions. I want to hear from you guys. If you've played TERA, please leave a comment down below with your opinions of the game. I'd love to hear what you guys think of it. If there are any other games you want to see me check out, be sure to leave your suggestions below too, and maybe one of them will be the subject of a future video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!